guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you're here. I hope everybody's having a great day. Today we are talking about something that I've had some questions about, so I thought do a video. And it's the difference between inking and not inking your paper. Whether it's your journal pages or some ephemera like tags, journal cards, belly bands, or even if it's the pieces that you layer with, your collage pieces. So come with me and let's get started because there's a lot to talk about and I think you'll be surprised. So I have two blank tags here. They're different sizes, but size does not matter. I'm making them for an upcoming journal that I'm making. And I also use them in mixed media pieces though. So you can definitely use tags on your mixed media pieces too. So keep that in mind because it adds an interesting shape. But I was getting ready to make a journal, so I thought I'd get some tags done first. And it just so happened I saw this question, so I thought I'd answer it while I do these. Now because this journal is going to be kind of vintagey, you know, it's got that kind of old feel to it. I'm going to ink one tag with this, let's see, what is it? Tea dye from Tim Holtz Distress Inks. And these are not my favorite, but it's okay. It's what I have in the color that I need. And this is like a Tim Holtz little, looks like a blotter, but it's perfect. It comes with these little, I always pull that one off. It comes with these little discs, and you just stick them on like that. Then you dip them in your ink like so, and then you can ink around your tag like that. Now, if you don't have one of these, it's not a big deal. I like it. I have a little more control. You don't have to get his brand. I'm sure there's tons out there. But even if you don't have that, you can just do this number here too. Just take the pad around it, okay? So it doesn't matter how you do it, just do it. It doesn't matter how you ink. If you want to ink, just, ink. Okay, so already I'm going to show you the difference. Hold on. Okay, so one is inked and one is not. And you can already tell that the one that I inked around the edges is popping out a little bit more than the one not inked. But let's keep going with this. So I'm going to layer these both at the same time. And one, I'm going to ink the collage. I'm going to collage these both at the same time, and I'm going to use the exact same thing, some music paper, some book paper, and whatnot, and one I will ink, and one I will not, okay? So I'm going to stay with inking on the one, and not inking on the other one. So let me get where you can see it. There we go. Okay, so I have my two pieces of music, and I'm just going to lay one there, and the other one I'm going to ink. Now, I'm going to hold them up, and you tell me which one catches your eye, which one pops. Which one catches your eye, which one pops off. Right? Okay, I'm going to give you another example as well. I'll back you up a little bit. Okay, here's an example with everything inked all around. And here's an example with nothing inked all around. Which one pops? Which one pulls you in? Which one has more interest? Right? So what inking does to the eye is it grabs it, for one, and then it pulls you in, and you want to go around and see what all is there. it also adds texture and movement because, like I said, it pulls your eye in and then your eye travels from piece to piece to piece. When it's not inked, it's very flat, it's very non-interesting, there's no movement to it. Your eye is just here. It doesn't want to travel. Your eye's like, this is boring, I'm not interested. You know, your brain's like already snoozing up there. So inking, whether it's each individual piece or around the whole outside of the tag as well, gives it movement. And it needs to be inked both around the tag and each piece because it adds interest. It pulls your eye in. It makes it fun and not boring. You don't want to create, you take all that time to create something like a collage and then it's boring. You don't want to do that. So inking gives you that. Now, you might be like, okay, that's cool for the vintage stuff, but I don't like vintage stuff. You know what? You can ink anything your heart desires. Okay, here I have a pink tag. Okay, I'm going to take my ink and I'm just going to ink around it. And this is the same kind of ink as the big one over here. Oh no, this is Ranger. This is Ranger ink. And you just go around it just like I did. And I'm using pink because that's the color I want to use. You can use, they have blues, greens, yellows, purples, reds. I mean, you can get any color you want. And these little ones are great if you don't want to spend a lot of money on inks. If you don't want to buy a set of inks, you can also use markers around the edge. And I'll show you that trick in a second. Okay, so now it's inked. So it's popping even a little bit more than before, right? So then you come in and you can use die cuts, ink your die cuts too, just because they are already, you know, they're pre-cut, they're pre-everything. Still ink them. Don't be afraid to ink if you want something to pop, if you want somebody's eyes to move around your tag, if you want somebody to go, oh wow, that is the most interesting tag. Let me show everybody. Because it was a secret for years. But now, you know, everybody learns. If you ink something, it makes it pop way more than it had before. Okay? So there again, it's popping. It's really standing out. Where before it would have stood out, but it might have been a little boring. Okay? Same thing if you add some paper behind it. You ink wherever that paper is torn, okay? Inking is the key, guys. Inking will make everything you do way more interesting. It will make everything pop. You've already done something like this, and you're like, oh, I just wasted all that great collage, or it's the best collage I ever made, but I didn't ink everything. Go in and simply go along each edge. And all I'm doing is kind of gently like brushing real lightly along the edge of the music paper, okay? And now it's standing out. And you just keep going, and wherever the music paper has an edge, you just kind of lightly go on the music paper. That's all you're doing is tracing around it. And then the next one, you're going to go around your green stamps up here. I'm just gently like feather brushing it along, just real lightly. And then up here, you can use the side of the marker. Okay. If you want to do around the whole thing, again, you can just use the side of your marker and go around like that, okay? And then you just keep going. Down here, you'll want to go around your, the edge of your, you'll want to go around the edge of your graph paper at the bottom down there. You'll want to keep going around your music paper. you just lightly feather it on. You don't want to really draw a hard line. Just lightly feather it, and then when you get to the edge, take the side and lightly brush it on. And there you go. Now it's popping. So if you've already done a bunch and you're worried that you messed up and you don't want to redo it, just use some markers to go along. But inking is amazing. Inking makes huge differences. It makes stuff really come alive. It makes stuff pop. I mean, you can just see the difference in all of these inked versus non-inked items. Okay, and so guys, I hope you enjoyed this inking versus not inking video. And I hope you have a great weekend and a happy 4th. I have some great videos coming up next week. You have a flip through coming of my Dollar Tree swap. We're going to do some marker comparisons so you don't have to spend the money, and a lot more. So I will see you on Tuesday. Monday is a holiday. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.